Hello, this is Diva Chick from Relaxed Therapy. Today I will be showing you how I use my split ender to dust my ends. It's pretty simple to use. This is what it looks like, and on the front it has a particular directional arrow. You press it down toward the direction that you will be using the device. So I will press it down to indicate that I'm going this way. If I needed to flip it, then I would have to move the arrow in the opposite direction because I will be going this way. Because I am right-handed, I always keep my directional arrow in the same direction because I always go down, and then on this side I go down this way. I don't ever flip it over to have a need to change the arrow, but if you were to do that, it's very important that you change the directional arrow as it controls the blade in the direction of the blade. So I like to separate my hair into small sections. This time around I use ponytails. I find that to be a little more convenient because it's already sectioned off, and as I'm going through my hair I don't have to worry about that. I also make sure my hair is detangled as good as it can be before using the split ender, simply because I don't want it to actually snag the hair. I know that on the split ender commercials, if I recall correctly anyway, they actually show the split ender coming all the way up here and coming down the length of the strand. I've tried that and it always seems to snag my hair. So what I tend to do is I start somewhere kind of like in the middle and then work my way down. Sure, of course, the top half of the strand is being overlooked, but I do believe the majority of my issues are from the middle down. So I really feel pretty confident in using this particular method. This does not replace the need to get a good trim from a stylist, not for me anyway. I just use this as maintenance in between the times when I have not received a trim from my stylist. So let me show you how it works. Okay, so what I did here was I took one pony and split it in two sections and then used the split ender on one small section, and then I will move to this section and complete the process. You would notice I went over this particular strand or section twice. I will do twice per section all the way around. The directions actually tell you to make sure you go over the hair the same number of times. 2 passes is my preference. I have done 3 in the past, but I don't really notice much of a difference between 2 or 3, so I just normally do 2. After I have gone through the section, I like to look at the ends just to make sure I don't see any problems, any splits. If I see any, as I do right here, I will get my scissors and just trim that off. So I'll do that through each section of hair until I'm done. A few other tips that I would like to share that I have kind of learned through trial and error. Now, the instructions state that you should use the split ender on clean hair. My preference is to use the split ender on hair that is with product. I find that I get much less breakage when I do so. I do not use it without product in my hair. So that's just how I prefer to do that. Now, the split ender is not 100% accurate, if you will. As you notice, I did find a split even after I had already gone through the hair. So that's kind of why I had mentioned it doesn't replace the need for a good trim by a stylist. Not for me. Oh yes, how could I forget? In order to make the split ender work, you have to press down this handle, and when you press it, be ready for a noise. That is the sound of the blade actually working and doing its thing. There is a lock switch on the back, and on the directional switch, if you move it to the center position, it basically turns it off. And one good thing to note about the directional arrow, just kind of keep in mind that the arrow should always be facing down toward the floor. That's an easy way to remember it. So once it's off, you can lock the particular comb, and you pull off this particular top part by pressing the release button, and you just clean it out and you store it away. You are to get your blades replaced at some point. I've not had my split ender long enough, or well, I've probably had it long enough to get the blades replaced, but I've not used it all that much. I probably have used the split ender maybe 7, 8, 10 times in the course of about 3 years of owning it. So I will reach out to the company at some point to figure out when is a good time to replace the blades. But due to my infrequent use, they are still very sharp and getting the job done. Okay, so I'm done, and here's what it looks like. If you can see that, it's just a little bit of hair, much like dust. And it's not enough to make you lose length on your hair. It's just enough to make your ends feel healthier. Of course, you're losing some good ends in the process, but overall, the end goal is to get rid of any bad ends, make the ends feel healthy, and just improve the overall feel of your hair. So that's how I use my split ender. If you have any questions, please drop me a note in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.